Hey everyone, this is Two Girls, One Quick Look of a Vivid Life. It contains visions of self-harm and stuff, so I can't go back to live a normal life until I go through this. Please come home. Oh, voice on the radio.
Please come home.
By the way, this is about a woman who finds out that her skeleton is not hers. So, did you start the tape recorder? This is gonna get weird. No matter what you hear, please stay put. If anything were to happen to me, this transmission will serve as a testimony. The skeleton inside of me isn't mine. I'm in the process of investigating what's going on. Yes, I tried discarding the idea at first. However, once you're convinced of something like this, an absolute horror gets a hold of you. Picture being inhabited by a stranger. You can't just go about attending school after the realization. The best course of action is to steal an x-ray machine and escape to the country to peek into your own body.
Of course.
Are you still with me?
Please come home.
Listen, I agree. I wouldn't go to the doctor or anything. I'm going to steal an x-ray machine and look at my body.
I like the animations. 11:45, A Vivid Life.
That's the name of the game. Mm-hmm. All right, I'll set up camp. I'll keep you posted of my adventures through the radio. I brought a med kit in case the x-rays show some strange body under my skin. And don't worry, I know my ways around a scalpel. Here, you do the voice.
Some small round object. What is it doing inside of me? I better extract it and get a closer look.
So...
Okay, deep breaths.
Extract bullet inside my thigh.
I've never cut so deep into my thigh. Here goes nothing.
There was already a scar there, so that's kind of interesting.
Well, I think that maybe what this is supposed to depict is kind of like self-harm and how you... it's a bullet. When you have like, maybe like extracting trauma through self-harm, like how people feel like that's what they're doing. I had a bullet inside my thigh.
Now I remember Jonah's game with the gun. Johan's
games with his gun. He used to toy with his revolver when frustration got the better of him. Can't believe this was still inside my leg.
Wow, Stacey, you picked up on that, like, so fast. I believe it's when you're literally extracting trauma from your body with self-harm, and they're like, this is about extracting trauma from your body with self-harm. And I was like, what?
Well, remember that other game that we played where it was like, I'm sad, and I was like, oh, this is about losing somebody. I extracted a bullet out of my thigh. How sad is that I know how to extract a bullet and suture the wound being just 17. Normally it was out of Johan's flesh. He liked to play Russian roulette with his own body, always aiming at non-vital parts. He said there was no fun in pressing the gun against your temple. Where's the excitement? It's just lights out. If you shoot your leg, you have to stick around and endure the mess. Only that I was the one who endured that mess while he was too drunk to even feel pain. One of those times, he shot his revolver through his hand and hit me in the thigh. He got so scared he sobered up immediately and ran for the med kit. It seems he wasn't as skilled as me at treating bullet wounds since he forgot the damn thing inside me. Please come home.
Wow. This is... Oh no.
Oh boy. It's a crystal eye. I could gouge it out and examine it closely.
Alright, Sans. Fuck, okay.
Okay, deep breaths.
Remove eye from the cavity.
Okay, eye out. Oh! Let's take a quick look and put it back. I can feel the cold air inside my skull. It's really unpleasant.
Oh, there's a code number behind this.
There's a code number behind this. I somehow recognize this number pattern. It feels military. Lainey here. There's a code behind my crystal eye. A
That.
bunch of numbers. Ode to October Owls. Wow, sorry. Reading the code out loud instinctively brought that line to my mouth. What's this supposed to mean? I can't really remember buying this crystal eye now that I think of it. Please come home. Ode to October Owls. That line somehow makes me feel I'm in the right place. Was it planned for me to be here?
The music's getting intense.
These teeth are artificial. I should take a closer look at them. I brought some pliers with me. Okay, deep breaths. Ah, this is gonna hurt. I should have stolen a bottle of vodka while I was at it. Oh! Now my mouth feels all weird. In addition to not being mine, I guess. These teeth almost look and feel like the real thing.
Ooh. Maybe we should talk about this one?
Yeah, I almost died the day Johan beat me with a frying pan. But that was the last time he hit me. Thank God. Lainey here. I'm missing teeth because of Johan. Johan was frying some eggs and bacon. He was going through a great phase, months without getting violent. Finally, a medication that worked. I caressed his back out of joy and support. The bacon cracked on the pan and a burning drop of oil hit his eye. He pushed me back and hit me with the pan in the face. At that moment, I didn't notice I just lost 3 teeth. I fell on the kitchen floor and he started beating me with the burning pan. They had to remove bits of the swimsuit I was wearing from my burnt skin. My back still keeps some dreadful marks from the hot oil. Please come home. I ran away after I left the hospital. Never seen Johan again.
Good for you.
Let's go with the stomach.
Oh, shit.
There's a weird substance in my stomach. It reacts to x-rays. What could it be? I can try to make myself throw up.
Stacy, did you secretly make this game? Because you're being like, I think this is what it means. Check the stomach.
Okay, deep breaths. I hope it doesn't smell much.
Sorry.
Oh.
There's going to be a lot of trigger warnings at the beginning of this video.
The taste is awful. What was this doing inside my stomach? Oh, looks like coagulated blood and pus. The smell is terrible.
I recognize this. It's plastic explosive. I can notice stuff moving inside this mass. Feels otherworldly.
So I feel like as I've noticed the choices that they give us for each of these, you have the top choice usually, or one of the choices is at least something like real, like something that relates to like real trauma, and then the others are
magical.
Yes. So we can choose one of the magical ones if you want and see what happens.
Is plastic explosive
magical? Yeah.
Oh, because she was a child soldier. Let's do this one. Let's go for the real.
Okay. This is not the first time I've seen this, though. I have an unhealable wound inside from when my belly was pierced. Go to the radio. Lainey here. I vomited blood and pus. I've been vomiting blood and pus from time to time since I have memory. The doctor said this was untreatable, that it'd heal as I grow. I don't remember the visit, though. It's just what I've always been told. Not that I cared much, because this has always been with me. It doesn't happen often, maybe 6 or 7 times a year. If I stare long enough at this gross puddle, my ears start ringing, vision goes numb, and the taste of rotten blood evokes some old trauma of something piercing my stomach, laying in the ground, black clouds over purple clouds. Being wrapped in a blanket by some people in uniforms. Please come home.
You know, it kind of makes me think about how sometimes people who've been through a lot, like a lot of abuse
Mm-hmm.
can feel like their body doesn't belong to them. Like they have no agency over their own body.
And I think it's also, so I think in my interpretation, the magical choices that it gives you is kind of like the stories that we tell ourselves to distract from what the horrible things that actually happened, you know?
That's why I really like the OA, and other people who watched it were like, so was it real or not? I was like, that's not what the point
That's
of
not the
that's
point,
not the
yeah.
point of the show. The point of the show was that she said anything at all.
Yeah.
Because in the OA, it's on Netflix. It's basically about a woman telling the story about she was missing for 7 years, and she comes back and she won't tell anybody what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just picks 5 random strangers from the neighborhood and says, I need you to listen to me. And even if you don't believe me, I need you to listen until you do believe me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bunch of stuff that, it's hard to believe.
Is it kind of like magical stuff?
Yeah, magical stuff. But you have to kind of decipher, what does she really mean? Because if you watch it and you think about, okay, you can tell that something really, really bad happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
But because it was so traumatic, she, put this story on top of it to give it meaning to herself.
That reminds me kind of the show that I just watched, The Sinner. How there's kind of this unraveling of trauma.
Yeah, The Sinner is kind of like the OA.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a fracture. I can't feel any pain, but it looks like it healed badly.
Yeah, I watched the OA and then I didn't sleep for 2 days because I was like...
Makes sense. This is the arm I always used to protect myself.
I have vague memories of skateboarding accident. The fracture presents geometric shapes. Looks artificial.
Mm.
So yeah, this one can represent oh, I'm going to cover it up with aliens.
Yeah. I always tried to protect my head at any cost. My arms took the worst part whenever Johan lost it. Focus, Lainey. First locate, then extract.
Okay, so I guess we can't extract a...
We promised to stop digging randomly in our flesh.
Yeah, people who have been abused can sometimes feel like their body... They don't have the right to stick up for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Looks like an electronic device. I don't like the idea of keeping that inside of me.
They don't know how to say no because in the past, saying no just made it worse.
Yeah.
So they just let it happen.
Okay, deep breaths. Extract microchip under my skin. Let's remove this baby. Sometimes self-harm can also be about, taking control of your body in its own weird way.
All right,
Not weird, but, you know.
Trigger warning. For me, it was always, to validate how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
But, everybody does it for different reasons, and nobody should do it at all. First of all, don't do it. I haven't done it for years and years, but I always did it, and it made me feel, validated in how I felt. But everyone has different reasons for doing their things.
I always did it for self-punishment. When I was really angry with, or just feeling a lot of intense emotions, or I just felt like there was no way for me to express how I was feeling. That's when I would do it.
I would always feel I don't know how I feel, but I know I feel bad, but because it's an emotion, it didn't feel like it was a valid feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So if I cut myself, then it's valid.
Yeah.
This is this physical thing, that's valid. So that represents how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird. Anyway, don't do it though. We're just talking about it because
it's relevant.
It's
here,
relevant.
But
we're not saying you should do it. In fact, neither of us have done it in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And we're better off for choosing not to. So which one of these?
So probably, maybe it's a tracking device. Someone's watching my movements. This is high military tech. Somehow I can tell. Why would any intelligence agency want to keep track of me? Oh, go to the radio. Lainey here. I discovered a fracture on my arm. You'd expect someone to first get violent and then break into crying once out of the trance. But Johan would do the crying first. He'd start weeping and sobbing, whispering, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. At some point, it'd turn into howling and start chasing me. The depth of his cry, you can't run from it. So I'd just curl wherever I was, and he'd kneel and hit me and hit me and hit me. I had to cover my head with this arm. I don't think there was one specific day it broke. Johann just chipped my bones away. Please come home. My arm's not broken. It's spent. Lainey here. Found a tracking device under my skin. Okay, we may be in serious trouble. I found a tracker device under my skin. It is blinking and looks military. Should I destroy it? What is this doing inside of me? Is my skeleton property of some government secret agency? That would explain a lot. Please come home. Ugh, this is getting me paranoid. Or more paranoid, I guess.
Where else do you think we should look?
Maybe the feet?
I already did the feet.
Oh.
Maybe the knees? No.
Shins? Did you do the arm on that side?
I did.
No, the arm.
upper arm?
Or the chest?
We already did the chest, but just to double check. Maybe we can do the upper arm on this side. Nope. We'll just systematically do her whole bod. Okay, we did that.
Mm-hmm.
You have any ideas?
No. But I think we've shown enough of the game that if people are...
It's supposed to be a short game, so
Oh,
I want
okay.
to see the ending,
Yeah.
if that's okay.
Sure.
I'm very curious.
My feet are sized very differently. They're like 2 shoe sizes apart. Learned in class we humans aren't symmetrical. This is not conclusive. I always hated my feet, especially when I have to buy 2 pairs of sneakers to get a single pair that fit my own feet. Yeah, I guess we just gotta go, like, section by section.
Maybe, like, if I wasn't, like, touching everything before, you know?
We did those 2. Oh, there we go. Some of the skeleton's cervical discs have been replaced. Take me back to the day Johann pushed me out of the window. That day, I couldn't take it anymore. I was trying to escape when he, Focus, Lainey. First locate, then extract.
Are we not allowed to extract this?
I guess it's, well, so some of the things are not like extract things, like the fracture, for instance. Oh, wait, should we go to the radio?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lainey here. My feet are weird. My feet can't definitely be mine. They're so gross. I always end up getting hurt because I buy the bigger size of a pair of shoes and fill one of them with paper to fit my smaller foot. It's not only that having to buy 2 pairs is expensive, I look ridiculous. Please come home. These feet, I reject them. They're not mine. Lainey here. I'm gonna tell you about how Johan hurt my back. That day, Johan's screams didn't paralyze me. It was worse. They haunted my legs. My skeleton would start running towards the window, not willing to endure another of Johan's beatings. In case you don't know, when your skeleton decides to override the instructions from your muscles, you just turn into a puppet. So my bones jumped out of the window. I fell on top of a car, but it wasn't then when the spine was damaged. It was when the typewriter Johan threw out of the window that crushed my back. That's how I got the cervical disc replacements. Please come home. Silver lining is this skeleton never overtook control again. I think I solved the mystery. I've dug enough around my body for a life. So far, all of what I've found points towards a clear conclusion. My skeleton pertains to Johan. Hey, I finished peeking into my body. I know whose skeleton is this now. It's Johan's. He stole it from me. I escaped from him time ago, but these bones won't ever be mine again. My body is so beaten it doesn't belong to me anymore. It's been conquered. I won't ever be able to feel proud of my physique, but at least I recovered my will. I'm a haunted carcass that roams the earth. I am as free as a ghost. I want to go home. Whoa. Please come home.
You think that's Johan?
No.
Who do you think that is?
Or maybe it is. I don't know. I really liked this.
I liked it a lot too.
Yeah. I felt like... I know this is going to sound weird, but I felt like it was really relatable.
No, I was like, I get you. I understand this.
Yeah.
I think if it... And I really liked that there were other options to make it more magical, you know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I just randomly clicked on it because the premise was woman thinks her bones are not her bones. And I was like, okay, what?
Yeah,
and then I'm like, oh no!
Oh, this is super serious.
This is really dark and like relatable in this very dark, magical way.
Yeah.
I wonder what the other different outcomes are because that's very...
Yeah, so I'm assuming that you could probably play through this, and depending on the choices that you pick, you end up coming to different conclusions about what your body is. You know? I think that's kind of a really neat concept that it's like, you know, are you reliving the trauma and seeing what happened, or are you seeing kind of like this narrative in your head to help you cope with extraordinary circumstances?
Because sometimes, and that's normal, and that's okay if you're doing that, or if you have done that, or whatever, and you're growing like, why did I think that? Why did I say that? And it's like,
it's kind of like when people are like, you know, they get frustrated and they're like, why did they make stuff up? And it's like, sometimes the truth is just too much.
It's too much. You can't even say it. Mm-hmm. And also I like the whole, like, this isn't my body, because sometimes it can make you feel like your body doesn't belong to you. Mm-hmm. So,
good job.
Because other people don't treat you like your body belongs to you. Mm-hmm. So, this was good. Thank you.
Thank you.